Hello, everyone. So I got in my CMMG adjustable gas block, which is going to go on this AR pistol, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is I'm trying to reduce the port pop, which is the noise that comes out of the ejection port, right? Because especially on a pistol length system, which tends to be overgassed, it's going to push the bolt carrier back harder, faster, and more noise is going to come out of here. And I've already noticed on other ARs that when I tune down the gas system, that opens up a little bit slower, and then more noise tends to come out of the front versus the ejection port. So that's the main reason why I'm doing this, for noise reduction. Um, People have said, "Hey, why not just get a suppressor?" Yeah, at some point I may, but even with a suppressor, now you're adding even more back pressure. So if I was to put a suppressor on this, you still got to deal with this issue of tuning the gas down. Okay, so this is the thing I need to work out first before I can even consider putting a suppressor on here. Okay, so I had put on the Palmetto one, which blew up on me. You can see it's very grainy there. This looks like it's just been cast. So somebody pointed out that on their website, it says that this gas block is not, should not be used with a pistol length gas system, and that's what happens if you do it. Now, it does say it on the website. It does not say it anywhere on the bag. So this is more their fault than my fault, because I bought this 11 months ago, right? And I bought this with the intention of having this as spare parts. I kind of threw it into a drawer. So 11 months later, when I went to install this, I have no way of knowing what the website said 11 months ago. I just looked at the bag. It didn't say don't install on a pistol length system. So I installed it, and that was the result. So what I did is I contacted CMMG, and this time I asked them to make sure that this is rated for a pistol length system, and they said yes. They did say that to expect a barrel port erosion. Okay, and they said that has nothing to do with the with the adjustable gas block. That is just the natural consequence of having of shooting 5.56 in the pistol length gas system. Okay, but they said that the adjustable gas block can handle it. Okay, so what they do is they give us in that thing over there. That's the roll pin that's going to go into there. That's what's in that bag over there. And they also give us this Allen key to adjust it. Planning to get something different than this. Have a JMac flash reduction device that's on order. That's going to go on this, and eventually down the road maybe I'll put a suppressor. But once I put the muzzle device on it, I'm going to adjust it so that it's got just enough gas to lock open on the last round, and leave it at that. It does seem to have more of a head here, like over it, which is interesting. We're going to see how well it fits with this rail. Hopefully, there'll be enough space. And from what I read, that's supposed to be like of a channel for like fouling to build up in, so that it doesn't so it doesn't interfere with the adjustment valve, and you can clean it out more easy. So that's one of the things that does stand out with this compared to, let's see, like this one over here. You see how it's got that little head above over there, and the walls do seem a little bit thicker, right? The walls over here do seem a little bit thicker than the walls or the ring rather here versus here. So that's a good sign. And there's no reason. It wouldn't have cost Palmetto that much to make this a little bit thicker, so they probably should have done that. Reading on the box here, you can read some of the stuff that's on here. It has 20 adjustment clicks. Okay, it says that the body is heat treated, which is good. It says up here, it says chambered, designed to allow the user to clean and service this more easily. So yeah, let's get this on there, and we'll get outside and we'll shoot it. Hey, I want to show you guys what it looks like with the roll pin installed. Basically, I have this piece of wood here that I just like kind of carved out with the carving wheel and grinder that allows me to sit it there and then use the punch to kind of get that roll pin in place. So you can see how I've kind of carved that out, and that allows that to sit like that. So this is a very cheap, useful way. It does. Basically, if you turn it clockwise, it closes. That's fully closed. And then counterclockwise, it opens. Initially, I thought that it might be the opposite, just based on looking at, based on what I was able to observe in there. But the way I was able to test it is that now once I got the gas tube installed, I was able to just, I cleaned off the end of the gas tube here, and I was able to just blow through it. And I can see that when it's closed all the way down, clockwise, the air is not passing through. But when I go counterclockwise, it opens up and I'm able to blow through this, and air is able to go through. So that's a good way. That's one of the things that you want to do after you install this. Just blow through the back of the tube right after you clean it, and make sure that the gas is passing through. All right, so we're outside now. We're gonna test this out. So a couple of, two things to just be aware of. You got two screws here or rather two holes for Allen screws here. The barrel itself had like two detents, right, or two indents for those screws to go into. And the way this one works out, when the rear screw goes in all the way, the gas block is not all the way flush against the gas journal, and which is, I think, this part here, the shoulder, basically on the barrel, and I think that's fine. I think the hole in the gas block is wide enough to allow for a margin if this has to slide up or down. The front screw over here did not match up with the indent on the barrel, right? So it's not in the indent, it's a little further out. And I think that's perfectly fine. Usually you only got one indent. This barrel, which is a 223 Wild, apparently stainless steel. I don't know, somebody gave me this upper. So the first one, the one up front didn't match up. So that's basically that's just up against the barrel itself. But that's how you only need one to match up. So I wanted to kind of point that out to you guys, and that's fine. I've seen other people say that they've had similar experiences, not with this jet gas block, but in general with gas blocks. So right now I've got it closed all the way down. Oh, before we do anything, let's, one of the things I did test, and I was kind of concerned if this gas block here, which is a little bit bigger, there would be an issue of clearance with the with the rail. And yeah, there's no problem. This rail fits fine. It doesn't touch it. So the CMMG gas block with the slightly larger channel up here, they say for cleaning, it works fine with, at least with this rail. So let's try this out. So I've got it closed down all the way. I'm gonna fire one shot just to kind of confirm that it is in fact closed, right, and there's no leak. I have heard of gas blocks that don't close off completely. So just as a point of curiosity, I just want to verify that this one closes off all the way. So I have like 6 magazines here. They each have just one round in it. All right, so I'm going to fire one shot. Okay. So yeah, obviously did not move this back because it is in fact closed off all the way. All right. So yeah, so when you turn this clockwise all the way down, and the valve is all the way forward, it's not letting any gas back. It's a complete shut off. and basically you got a single shot. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, there's 20 positions in this. The last one that I tried from Palmetto, that was in position number 11, or no, position 12. I'm going to open this up to 8, position number 8. And we're going to take a shot and we're going to see what happens. So, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's see what happens in position number 8. So we got lock back, okay? So we're gonna start close. Let's close at 2 positions. And now I'm gonna go clockwise 2 positions and see what happens. 1, 2. Did I put an empty mag in there? Yeah, I put an empty mag in there. All right, do that again. So now one of the things I'm checking for, and I made this error with the last time I was doing this. I'm making sure that the bolt face comes all the way back and catches on the bolt catch, because last time I had a situation where the bolt wasn't coming back all the way, but the bolt catch was actually catching on the bottom of the bolt carrier. Okay, so it appeared to be locked open, but it really wasn't. And what happened is when I put in the next magazine, it wouldn't pick up the next round, right? Because the bolt carrier wasn't all the way back. Okay, so that's a lesson I learned from last time. So now I'm observing to make sure that the bolt itself is all the way back, and the bolt catch is actually on the bolt itself. Okay. So let's close this another 2. So I'm using Wolf steel case ammo. So if I get this to the point where this is locking open on the last round, I expect that any brass will lock open on that last round. So I'm going to close this 2 more positions. 1, 2. All right, we got 1 round here. All right. Oh, perfect. So this is I hope you guys can see it. So this is a situation where it seems to have locked back, but it really hasn't, because you see how the bolt is actually forward. So the bolt catch is actually caught on the bottom of the bolt carrier, not the bolt face. So we don't have a proper lock back here. And see, if what happens is if I take out the magazine, it's going to stay open. But when I put in the next one, here, hold on. Let me get a magazine with a round in it. So when I go to put in a magazine, right, you can see how the bolt is actually forward of the back of the cartridge. So it's not going to pick up that round when it goes forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up now one. So let's verify exactly where we're at. So the way I'm going to verify is I'm just going to close it all the way. So see how many clicks we got till close. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the 4th click. So we're going to open it up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with this adjustable gas block here, we're going to be either in position number 5 or position number 6. So, position number 5, the bolt went all the way back, and the bolt face caught on the bolt catch. So we're going to do this, that's position number 5. So we're going to do this like 3 more times in that position number 5, just to verify. Actually, we'll do it 4 times. And if we get a good knockback on the last round, we can have a lot of confidence that that's a good position for us to be in. And if we put brass in there, which is usually a little bit more powerful, it's going to be, basically we can be even more certain that we got enough pressure to lock the bolt back. Lock back. Lock back. Okay, so we're getting reliable lock back. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to shoulder this. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it loose here. I'll do it right here into the snow right here. I'm going to hold this loose and see if we can get a lock back. All right, so even holding it loosely, we got lock back. By the way, I've done a separate video on this, but that snow pile there is about 4 feet thick, and the bullets actually don't penetrate. Whether it's 9mm or 5.56 or 308, there's enough resistance in 4 feet of snow, 4 feet thick snow, to actually stop the bullets. And what happens is, throughout the winter, I shoot the snow piles, and in the spring, when the snow melts, I'll actually recover the bullets on the ground. The bullets are actually stuck in the snow. I don't know if you guys can actually see the snow. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Can you see it? There you go. There's a snow pile. So what'll actually happen is, in the spring when that snow pile melts, I'm actually able to recover the bullets that I've been shooting all winter into that snow pile. It's only 4 feet wide. So what that does is it tells you that that snow is just not concealment. It's actually cover, right? 4 feet thick snow, even if it's soft, because that just came down like 2 days ago. 4 feet thick snow will actually stop bullets. All right, so again, let's do this one-handed. We're gonna do this one-handed ATF style, right? This is how they say we gotta shoot these pistols one-handed. Okay. So yeah, we got lockback. So that was position, and again, it went all the way to the bolt. Oops, not there. So the bolt slid all the way back, and the bolt face is what caught on the bolt catch. So that's gas position number 5. So let's do this. I'm just gonna put the rest of these in the magazine, and we're just gonna dump all of them real fast. Make sure that the gas block doesn't blow up like the Palmetto one did. You know. And again, the Palmettos on their website says that their adjustable gas block is not rated for pistols. They are pistols or pistol length gas systems, but they don't put it on the bag. So how am I supposed to remember 11 months later, when I'm going through a drawer full of parts, you know, what is rated for a gas pistol or not? And it also kind of makes sense for me if anybody is going to build an adjustable gas block, right? In this case, 7.5, 7.5 or 3/4 of an inch thickness. If anybody's going to build a gas block, that gas block should be rated for any pistol length. Or rather, for any gas length. It should be rated for anything from, pistol length, carbine length, mid length, rifle length. It should be rated for anything within the diameter of that barrel. It doesn't make sense to only make one that will work, let's say, with carbine length, but it won't work with pistol length. That doesn't make sense. I mean, I think anybody would rather spend a little extra money probably talking about a difference of $5, you know, to make this a little bit thicker so it can handle the pistol length. Yeah. So let's do a dump on this. So that's actually it. So no problems here. The block is handling this fine. Actually, let me take my gloves off and feel this. Yeah, it warmed up a little bit. So the gas block is handling this fine, no problems. I'm gonna say that it definitely got louder because when I was doing single shots, I'm just using like, you know, just earmuffs. I didn't, you know, because the pistol length is louder, right? The 7.5 inches louder. No trouble with the noise when I was shooting single shots, but when I started banging them away, even with these earmuffs, right? It actually, like, I could actually say, okay, if it's starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, I really don't want to do a whole lot of this, okay? So the thing that I've learned here is that even when we gas this down as much as we can to the point of reliability, and we try to reduce the port pop on this, it's still, if you're shooting fast, you know, if you're doing a, you know, if you're doing a mag dump, it's still loud enough so that it's going to be uncomfortable with the earmuffs. So this is the muzzle device I've got on here. I'm getting the JMac flash reduction device, which has an internal cone, which I think might do a better job of maybe trapping that sound. I should get that within a week or two. And we're going to test it out, and we're going to see if I like shooting it better, if it makes a difference. It'll probably make a difference in the flash because this thing's like a flamethrower at night. But I also want to see what it does for the noise. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop some comments. Talk to y'all soon. I want to tell you guys an interesting observation that I saw when I was doing the 6 or 8 round mag dump. The ejection pattern was at about 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30, which is interesting because normally when you gas an AR down that much, like to the bare minimal, the ejection pattern is usually behind you at about 4 o'clock. So the point here is that don't just look at the ejection pattern because there's other things that affect the ejection, such as the ejector itself, or maybe even the extractor. But one of the things I've noticed is if if you have an ejector spring that's a little bit stronger, it can do weird things on you. Okay, so yeah, so just interesting point. Even with this gas down to the bare minimal, it's still ejecting at about 2 o'clock.